Welcome back. The UN Secretary General is calling for immediate economic help for Afghanistan in a bid to avert a humanitarian disaster. Leaders of the G20 nations met virtually on Tuesday to discuss the worsening economic situation in the country.
18 million number that the UN has been quoting for a few months now, who are in need of urgent life-saving support, as they put it, which means people who need basic food, medicines, just to survive the day. And in the past 1.5 months since the Taliban seized control of this country on the 15th of August, access to so many places has been difficult. We have heard the UN say since the 15th of August that their local staff are facing harassment and intimidation. So there is, the other challenge as well of people who are on the ground trying to deliver aid, but them not necessarily in every place being able to safely allow to do so. But today's announcement will certainly be a shot in the arm to organizations like the UN that are working here on the ground, who have been repeatedly saying that there aren't enough funds for the needs of Afghanistan and that Afghan people should not suffer irrespective of what the political situation is. We did hear, interestingly and significantly, from the European Commission President when she said that this is humanitarian aid. It will be channeled through international agencies that are operating on the ground. It is separate to development aid that was also coming into Afghanistan prior to the 15th of August and being channeled through the government and through government agencies on the ground. So she has made that separation very clear, trying to say that Afghan people shouldn't suffer. We should be trying to help them out. But at the same time, this is a government that has seized control of the country. This is a government that we do not recognize yet. And therefore, development aid, which was flowing into the country, is not, there wasn't an indication that she was about to start that yet.
Yogita, you've been covering this story for some time. You were there before the fall, you were there after the fall. This harsh winter is also looming. Just tell us what you're seeing in Kabul, the levels of displacement and hunger. Is that visible now?
Well, yes, it is still visible. There are spaces in this city where people are living out in the open, with tents as accommodation. The temperature does drop even here in Kabul at night, and it is quite cold. And we are heading into, even harsher months ahead when it is going to be bitterly cold. We are also hearing from humanitarian agencies operating in other more remote parts of Afghanistan where prices of everything have shot up. I mean, one of the things that has happened after the 15th of August is access to cash isn't easy. Even though banks have slowly opened up, it's still very restricted. And once that happens, when there's a shortage of cash in any economy, the prices of basic day-to-day necessities soars. And so people, as you say, who were having a very difficult time, even prior to the 15th of August, it's gotten more dire now. And in the months to come, with the winter coming in, it is going to get even more difficult.
Healthy meals are extremely important, and opportunities to help schools ensure more families have access to healthy foods they need are always welcomed. As the Massey Stores Staff Community Outreach Project stopped off at the Moshi Combined School bearing gifts of hampers, this was the overriding message.
The stop at the Moshi Combined School marked the final leg of a series of visits to various schools and communities designed to give families a leg up during the pandemic. Troy Nestor, Moshi School principal, said the 50 hampers received would have a trickle-down effect that would go beyond the actual recipients.
I am humbled by the fact that we have received those gifts. And indeed, I am thankful for receiving this. I'm not even saying on behalf of parents and children, because one thing we need to understand is that when it has been given or passed on to the children, the comfort is greater for teachers. And so it is greater for the principal as well. It moves on in terms of the education officer and the ministry, because the burden, the questions, it is much less.
When it was his turn to speak, Managing Director of Massey, Martin Dorville, highlighted the company's outreach project as one which made a strong connection with people and serving families during a very hard year.
We here are not to give hampers, but to connect people. This is supposed to create a very strong connection within our company, because it's about our team members, displaying that spirit of volunteerism and giving.
The Massey Stores Outreach Project was kicked off in June at the Methodist School and was conceptualized by the retail chain and its staff. Committee member Kimberly Alphonse Ifield of the Human Resource Department was very pleased with the progress thus far.
First project was the breakfast program with the Methodist Primary School, and the second project was actually at the Soufrière La Pearl, where we actually donated food items for the less fortunate persons in Soufrière. We actually donated a total of 100 hampers to that community. And the final part of the project is actually with this school right here, the Moshi RC Combined School, where we put together 50 hampers for the school, for the kids. So the process basically was to involve. We got our employees involved in that process. It was a very collaborative effort where the team members, they came, they donated their time, where they put together the packages. In addition to that, we had the company matched the donations of the team members. So it was an effort where everybody came together because they realized the greater good. And I guess the main aim was to provide some sort of relief.
The principal gave the Massey Stores managing director a quick tour of the school so he could see firsthand some of their efforts at gardening and self-sufficiency. Mr. Dorville said that he was very pleased that Moshi was among the selected schools, citing Troy Nestor as a principal whose dedication to education and his own spirit of volunteerism is well known. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Stay with us when we return the latest weather forecast.